booties for black girl nerds.
Good to see you. Good to see you again, Bianca. I was on the set visit and talked to you briefly in New Orleans that last day. So I am, obviously, this is very bittersweet. Queen Sugar, Series 7. I'm going to start with you, Rutina. Nova is one of the most complex and multidimensional characters that I've seen on TV. And this show is all about life lessons. What are the lessons Nova has learned throughout these seasons? And what new insight can we expect to see from her this final season?
I mean, I think we've seen Nova grow in so many ways. I mean, I think as a journalist, we've seen her, understand that, you can write and speak your truth, but to write and tell someone else's truth, it may not be okay without getting their approval. We've seen her, like, I personally learned from Nova's self-care, like how she, despite everything, still takes care of herself in it all. And I think we've seen her step into her womanhood, and ultimately, this new budding relationship with Dominic, we've sort of seen her step back a little bit and maybe decide to, like, let love in and really let it in. So it's going to be interesting to see where the two of them, go with that. But we've seen, I think Nova's intentions has always been love, right? I think she's always wanted to come from a place of love, but it hasn't always been interpreted as such. And again, I think she learned that, wow, I mean, I can tell my truth, but I have no control over somebody else's truth or what I'm assuming to be true. I think that book really put her, like, back in her place in a way that she wasn't expecting. You know what I mean? And then, even though, the family was not talking to her, all that stuff, she still kept moving forward and trying to regain their trust, to regain their love. And a lot of people, even me sometimes, like, I'd rather just run away. Like, I'm not going to chase you. I'm not going to come. But to see Nova, like, stand face to face with her family members and be like, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. And to see the whole family heal from that, it was really, really beautiful. And I think much needed in television, because we didn't see relationships like that. We really didn't see, I mean, we saw the bad, we saw the good, but we didn't see people in the mud together and really, like, grappling with things. And so I think people needed to see that. And I think it was really, beautiful. And I'm honored to have been able to play her, because, like I said, I've learned so much from having her, as part of my life.
I love that word healing. It is sort of the cornerstone of this series. And speaking of healing, Bianca, Darla is one of the few characters, if not the only character on this show, that has had a complete, full redemptive story arc. What kind of journey beyond the happiness she's experiencing now as a wife and a mother can we expect to see from her this final season?
I think that, we've seen her blossom as a mother, as a wife, in her recovery, but I don't know that people have really gotten to see how truly intelligent she is. She has all of these other gifts that we haven't seen yet, all these other abilities that haven't been highlighted. And so I think there's other dimensions to her, beyond the storylines and the struggles and the different things that she's had, that will be, I think, more fully realized in this season.
Ooh, I'm very excited for that. Rutina, back to you. Nova's relationships, they deserve their own series. Truth be told, Dominic is in the picture. Calvin, who we know is your on again, off again guy, is not there at the moment. Will season 7 bring some stability to Nova's relationships?
I'm just gonna say that she's gonna grow. That's all I'm gonna say. And either she's gonna grow into stability or she's gonna grow into something else. But she's there's definitely gonna be some growth. And we were talking, like, I think like way earlier, we said something like Nova letting her hair down. Like, I think you'll get to see those things for her. There may be some full circle moments. I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you, but there may be a full circle moment. Moments with her. Because you are right. Her relationships do need their own series. And I'm looking forward. I mean, to not. She's a beautiful mess, but how can we do that without the mess? Right. So I'm interested in seeing how Nova likes to really steps into her own and kind of takes the reins and that reins of her life and what she wants. I want to see her actually do it. So I'm gonna be watching like you, just to be like, is she gonna do it? Like, is she gonna, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be rooting for her, because we want to see her thrive, right? But we also want to see her be her best self. So I'm definitely thinking you're gonna get to see some growth in that this season for sure.
Taking on the reins is a great point. And Bianca, you've been working on the show since its inception. And I wanted to ask kind of what we've seen behind the scenes. You've witnessed the change and the landscape for women directors through Ava's making on the show. And along with that win, what do you celebrate the most as you say farewell to this series?
Along with that, outside of that,
right.
I think that, what's kind of fantastic, I think, about this show, it's unlike maybe some other shows, for us. There's a nice slowness, right? Like, it's not like this rushed thing. It's, because I think sometimes people, they dumb down the audience, or they think the audience can't really stick it out and out those nuances. They need, like, candy, sugar, whatever, explosions. But to really, like, I love the quiet moments. I love how delicately the character developments happen, and they're a regular family. It's these simple things. It's not these grandiose concepts. It's like a reflection of true, real families, and not like a heightened aspirational in terms of their love for each other, in terms of the things that how they overcome, in terms of how they heal, but it's very authentic, and there's like a beauty in the simplicity, and I think that sometimes people get scared, like, oh, we gotta, it's gotta be this fantastical thing, but these are like simple people struggling with real life things that most people struggle with, quietly, secretly. So I know for me personally, this is probably like the character that people come up to me the most and share their stories and share their secrets and say how much Darla's journey has impacted them and given them hope for their similar journeys, and that she's the first time that they've actually seen their like a realistic kind of portrayal of what they went through struggling with addiction, that it was the first time they saw themselves in her journey. So that makes me incredibly proud,
That's beautiful. That's beautiful to just see that kind of impact that this series has had on fans and viewers. And working on this show for all of these years, and I'd love for both of you to answer this, starting with Rutina and then Bianca. Is there a season or is there an episode that still resonates with you, that still sticks with you during all of this stretch of time working with these amazing people on set, from filming different scenes? What's something that you still remember?
I think it would be season 1 for me. And the memory of all of us as a cast sitting down for the first time and watching the show, watching the first episode, was it hit me in a way that I've never quite been hit before, watching myself back and seeing my beautiful like brown chocolate skin on the screen. Like I literally was like, that's what I look like. Like I had trouble like accepting it. Like I had trouble being like, can't be. And also, I mean, as an artist, like I haven't seen a show quite filmed like we filmed Queen Sugar, with the colors and the cinematography. Like I hadn't seen that. So that's like a memory for me that is like ingrained in my heart, because we all saw it for the first time together and we were all equally like in awe of our work and how beautiful that is, to sort of be in a group and everyone collectively be gasping and like collectively like, like we did that, and so yeah, I'm gonna miss it. I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna miss it. But yeah,
I'm not gonna cry here. Yeah, and Bianca, if you could touch on that, what scene has resonated with you the most, or episode or season?
Okay, so there are many this season that I wish I could tell you about. Many this season. But season 1, because it was the beginning, and also I thought I think it's the finale. Is it the finale of season 2? Or is it the finale of season 1? Where he goes and looks for her and she's swimming and he thinks that she's relapsed and he finds her swimming and they have that whole thing. That is that I was so proud of it, and I know what went into shooting it. And so for it to, for you to go through all the things you go through to get that done, and then to just get to see it back, because I don't always watching something. I'm like, I wish they did that, but it was one of those things where I was just like, truly proud of it. And it was truly beautiful. And yeah.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to seeing you guys on the screen for the last time. It will be bittersweet for all of us fans, but we, of course, can't wait with bated breath to watch season 7 of Queen Sugar. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hey, Jamie.
Hello. Hi, Tina. Hi, Omar. How you guys doing?
Very well. How about yourself?
I am doing fine. Oh my gosh, you look lovely, Tina. Well, thank you so much for your time. My name is Jamie Broadnax. I'm with Black Girl Nerds. I'm going to start with you, Tina. I had the opportunity to visit the set in New Orleans for the final season, and I spoke with the prop master, and he told me that you loved eating pies while on set. What's the real story behind the pie props?
So O is laughing because, again, when we know it's a food day, the scenes are food days. Doug, you spoke with Doug and Melissa, they know a couple of things. They know that Tina and Omar want pecan pie. And we don't just want the pecan pie for the takes. We want to make sure that you have enough pecan pie that we can walk away with the pecan pie at the end of the day. And that's a must. That's like written. It's a written, not even an unwritten rule. Okay. They know how we care about the food. The food that I like a lot. And so, how could I play Aunt Vi and not have a weakness for some pie? And pecan pie is mine. Pecan and sweet potato.
Oh yes. Can't go without that. That was a fascinating fact to learn on set, that those props that are pies were real pies. So
some of them are.
Some of them are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, Omar, Hollywood gives many women of a certain age hope that we can still find love at a mature age. How important has this role been for you throughout these seasons?
It's been extremely important. And it also gives women, that hope, but it also gives men a way to see themselves. There's been many times I lost so many brothers come up to me in many walks of life, and they like, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you because you are actually showing me on television. You're showing what I look like. We're not all, everybody's not an athlete. Everybody's not a criminal. We're regular people with regular jobs, with regular families. And you are really showing all of that. And I mean, I just exercising earlier today. I was jogging through downtown Decatur, and brother just walked up to me like, man, bro, you already know, man. I appreciate what you putting down on Queen Sugar. And so I think everybody gets a chance to see something in Hollywood. Women have this, like, this is what it's supposed to be. And that is what women deserve. That's what people deserve. Men and women deserve happiness from somebody who really loves them unconditionally and will basically do anything for them, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that they are exactly what they want to be and how they need to be. That's how we all need. That's why I said I want a Hollywood in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody who got my back like that, but but yeah, that character is just, I said it before, it's one of the best characters I've ever seen written on television.
Absolutely. We all need a Hollywood in our lives, and we all need an Aunt Vi as well, because she is truly the matriarch of this show, and the love that she shows for her family, as well as her love for Hollywood, is the cornerstone of this series. What have you learned, Tina, the most about your personal relationships through playing her?
Yeah, I actually am going to flip that and say that the muses, the creative gods chose me because I come from a family that is full of love. And so in that, I am able to bring my mother, I'm able to bring my father, and the relationships that I have with my sisters and siblings. There's no question that the history that lives in me, and not even just my familial history, but my community history, because I grew up in a small town called Evanston, Illinois, right outside of Chicago. It's where Northwestern is. And literally, we had so many uncles and aunts. They weren't actually family members. They were my mother and father's friends, but our community was rich and it was tight, and everyone took care of everyone. And so that's the personal history that I stepped into Queen Sugar with. And it just informs how Aunt Vi lives through me. My sister who died in 2018 or 19, she was a gourmet baker and an amazing cook. And she could do with a sweet potato what I have never seen anyone else do, from pies to cakes to cookies to cheesecake to just on and on and on. So there's a lot happening in Queen Sugar that I have a connection and resonance to in my history.
I'd love for each of you to answer this question, starting with you, Omar. Speaking of props and things, were you allowed to take anything from the set to have as a keepsake? And if so, what was it?
I certainly did. I have my neon, the real spot sign. I got some patio furniture. I got a barber's chair. I was like, I need all of that. Give me all of that. I got some shoes. Look, I'm a shoe junkie, so I got a few things. Yeah, they blessed me pretty well on my way out the door.
You went all in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I walked away with, I actually didn't take anything. You know, Omar, I actually, decided I didn't want that picture that was at the diner. And then a few weeks later, I thought, well, maybe I should have taken that picture. And when I spoke to production, that picture was in the archives, but they are sending me a neon sign. So the neon Vice Pi sign. Yeah, that's the thing that I walk away with. But the treasures that I walk away with are deeply embedded in my heart and vivid in my mind.
Definitely.
Well, certainly this series is deeply embedded in our hearts, and we can't wait to watch this final series premiere. And just thank you too for giving hope for Black love and at a mature age. I think that that's very important, and we see that reflected so well in On Vine Hollywood. So, Omar, Tina, thank you for the opportunity to talk to us, and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Better shake your booties for Black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for Black girl nerves.